Hey everyone, it's Jaymere, and today you're in for a treat. Have you ever seen something in someone else or seen something that someone else could do and signed up to help them do it? They never value it as much as you value it for them. Then you find yourself on a path looking for people who value what you see in them. There is a quote by Anis Nin. It says, "We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are." In Proverbs 23:7, it says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." Meaning, whoever you are, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a prophet, a teacher, a pastor, an apostle, an evangelist, an engineer, a business owner, a real estate agent, a social worker, healthcare worker, whoever you are, stop knocking on the door, trying to knock it down so you can see others fulfill your dream. Something that's going to bring value to you, you're seeing it for others, and they're not going to value it as you value it. When you try and you try to make people value things like you value it, you end up robbing yourself of something intended for you. There's a story. The Three Little Pigs. So there's this first pig that had a house of hay, and he was in the right area. He knew he needed to make a house, so he made his house of hay, got comfortable in it, settled in the house, and along came the wolf. In other words, along came circumstances, situation that blew, and the house wasn't strong enough, and it blew down and it was destroyed. It didn't last. It wasn't durable. It didn't have longevity. So that little pig, he was distraught. Okay, I know a friend. I have a neighbor that has a house. He's in the same business. Let me go see if I could go stay with him in his house. His friend, his neighbor, ends up letting him stay with him, and he has a house of sticks. And so he thought he was a little bit wiser than him because his house was different, but still not quite the right house, because then other circumstances came. Family, friends, car breakdown, not enough money to pay your rent. So circumstances came. The wolf came again, huffed and puffed and blew the house down. So these two pigs, they meant well. They had good intentions. They know they're supposed to be building a house. They have their houses, but somehow they're in the wrong business, right? They don't need to live in houses. They need to go back to an apartment. So in these kind of situations, you need someone that knows it all, that can tell you what you need to do, can tell you when the going gets tough exactly who you are, what's your purpose, what exactly are you supposed to be doing. You know, I've done it before, and that didn't really work out too well. I found a friend that gave me confidence and boosted me up and made me feel good about, helping him in what he was doing. And that didn't work out well either. So now I'm at my wit's end here. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I need help. So the only place that you can go to that's a sure foundation, that when the wind and the waves come, that it's gonna be durable, it's gonna last. That whenever you don't have shelter, have security. You have to get with Jesus. You have to get with Jesus Christ and let him show you who you are. Let him show you your purpose. So the third house, him and his friend, they get with Jesus and they go into a house that's built with bricks. And this time when situations, circumstances came, they was able to endure. It was able to stand because they knew who they were. The wolf came, even enemies tried to come. And they still were confident in who they were. The house didn't go down. They was in the right business. They was in the right place. Because they got with the right person who knew it all and who had a place for them of security, financial security, salvation for their family, food for their family, clothes for their backs. Everything that they needed was in this place, in this shelter, in this place with God, in this place with Jesus. In Matthew 13:13, it says, for they look, but they do not see. For they hear, but they do not really listen or understand. And so you with your journey and you're putting all you can into other people when you're the one who gets the message. You're the one that understands what's been given to you. So you go out and do what it is that God has given you to do. Quit putting yourself out there for heartache and go and be courageous. Go and be brave. Go and do what God called you to do. This reminds me of the story of the builders. In Matthew chapter 7, starting at verse 26, it says, but everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the wind blew and beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. Then we're going to go back up to verse 24. It says, therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. In Matthew 13-23, there's a story about a farmer who planted seeds. It says, now listen to the explanation of the parable about the farmer planting seeds. The seed that fell on the footpath represents those who hear the message about the kingdom and don't understand it. Then the evil one comes and snatches the seed that was planted in their hearts. The seed on the rocky soil represents those who hear the message and immediately receive it with joy. But since they do not have deep roots, they don't last long. They fall away as soon as they have problems or are persecuted for believing God's word. The seed that fell among the thorns represents those who hear God's word, but all too quickly the message is crowded out by the worries of this life and the lure of wealth, so no fruit is produced. The seed that fell on good soil represent those that truly hear and understand God's word and produce a harvest of 30, 60, or even 100 times as much as had been planted. So sounds like to me that first little pig had an identity crisis. He heard the word. He was in the right area building a home. But somewhere he had doubt in his heart about who he was. He had doubt about doing things the way he actually sought to do them. And I'm just paraphrasing, using a metaphor, of course. Some of you out there, this is exactly what you needed for this season. Time is not to be wasted this season. You have been given something So go out and do it. You go and receive that 30, 60, or 100 times return. As much as you valued others, if you put it in the right place, if you put it where it's really going to be valued, and that's the results that will come up. That's the results that you'll get if you put it in the right place. So you're looking for those results in others when really it's in you. So my message to you is to value yourself. Get with God and make sure that that's His will for your life. And believe He'll do it. Don't doubt. You go forth, you be brave, you be courageous, and God will do it. 30, 60, 100 times return. It's not a season to waste time. I'm counting on you to go and be who you're supposed to be. And I believe in you. And if you don't know Jesus Christ, John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in Him shall not perish, but have everlasting life."